What's up, Abhijit? Ready to ride the Xpulse?
Yeah, very excited. I have one question for you.
Sure.
Impulse or Xpulse?
Well, that's a very interesting question. And what we can do is break this down. It's very simple. Nearly a decade back, alright, they launched the Impulse. Impulse was a 150cc motorcycle. People did not kind of get that motorcycle. Maybe it was the wrong target. Maybe India was not ready for off-roading. There were few people who did purchase it and did their modifications and took it near the mountains. Now the main question was, did it perform well? Oh hell yeah, it did perform well for all the people who just wanted to have fun. Well, I would definitely go for the Xpulse than the Impulse because definitely it comes with upgrades. It's a refined engine. It is 200cc. What Hero MotoCorp did was they had ample of extreme engines, I'm sure, and they know it's a successful engine as well. So they thought, let's put this engine in the Xpulse and give people a little bit of power. The main reason is people must be wondering, why doesn't Hero make higher cc motorcycles? People expected it to be 250, 300 or even its competitor, the Himalayan 400. As per my analysis, what I feel is that Hero MotoCorp is always making sure that it's a pocket-friendly motorcycle. It's for those adventure junkies who don't want to spend a lot but want a feel of a real off-roader and take it in the mountains. And that's the reason the price cap is nearly a lakh.
And what about the Himalayan and Xpulse?
Interesting question. Well, you can't actually compare the Himalayan with the Xpulse, especially with the tech specs given on the Himalayan versus the Xpulse. However, you can definitely compare the comfort level and somewhat the performance of both the bikes. So let's go towards the bike. Well, after riding this motorcycle for 2 days, I realized that why did the resale value of Impulse actually increase? It was simply for having fun. The design of this motorcycle is well thought this time. They made sure that even a commuter can have a sense of feeling that he is riding a motorcycle with an upright position and actually can get tempted to go towards the Kacha Rasta. And if you really look closely, Hero did try to add the motocross sense to this motorcycle, which is very important for any off-roader. Well, the wheelbase of this motorcycle is 1412 mm, the seat height is 823 mm and the ground clearance is 220 mm. 21 inches and 18 inches rim set with dual purpose tire fills up the criteria, especially the front telescopic 37mm shocks with double dew bush, and at the rear the 10-step rider adjustable monoshock really complement this motorcycle. As you can see, the dampening is so well distributed, it's not gonna give me much of nosedive which happens on my naked motorcycle. Well, let's talk about the heart of this motorcycle. Yes, the engine is air-cooled, 4-stroke, 2-valve single-cylinder OHC system. I know a lot of people were expecting a lot of power from this motorcycle, but this motorcycle churns out 13.5 kW, which is 18.4 PS at 8000 RPM, which is not very high in numbers, but the torque ratio is decent, which is 17.1 Nm, which is at 6500 RPM. So if you feel like saddling this motorcycle, it's really decent because you can remove the rubber from the foot pegs and let the spikes do the magic. Even the brake grips are decent. The motorcycle comes with a kickstart, which is also a good thought. Well, at a price of a lakh above, this motorcycle comes with decent material when it comes to quality. Even the crash guard is decent enough, but yes, you can do a lot of customizations and I'm sure everyone's gonna do that. The paneling of the motorcycle on the side panel is a decent fiber, it's strong enough, and as you go further towards the tank is pure metal, which looks really good. It comes, I think, around in 4 or 5 colors. I don't have much idea about that. The bike is a FI, guys, yes, and it does come with a strong metal bash plate. That's so good. Now let's talk about the seat area. The seat is comfortable. There's a small rubber patch here to keep your tank bag or anything which you prefer. The pillion seating is not that great, but the rider seat is very comfortable, especially for off-road, not for touring. It is quite soft and I really enjoyed, especially when it was going over bumps. And talking about the pillion seat, it's not that wide, but if you're taking someone and commuting in the city, not a complaint. Now let's talk about the grab bar, which I would call more than the top box carrier. So you'll have to do some customization, how I've done on my FZ, because this is quite tiny. It's decent if you're putting a bag from your seat till your tail end, then it's fine. As you can see, the bash plate is already been used but looks really strong and sturdy. There is an arrangement for a main stand. The bike opens with one key, and that's where your mobile charger is. Yes, you guys might be finding it funny that why is it here, but I think they wanted to secure it. If they keep it near the handlebar, it might get busted, especially with the rain. So they have given a provision here. You can obviously get the USB cable out all the way and put the phone in your waist pouch or pocket. Let's talk about the speedometer. The first thing funny on the speedometer, it says kill switch on. So it actually makes you realize that the kill switch is on, but it's the logo is clearly saying it's not on. So that's where you have to get used to it, that you have to put the kill switch on. So once you put the kill switch on, that's where you get all the details. I was quite surprised that they do have a detail about how many hours you have ridden your motorcycle for your last lap or your last run, which is really amazing. As you can see, I've done 1 hour 54 minutes of running time for my previous ride to this. This is really cool. It does come with a Bluetooth connectivity. I could not connect it with my phone. I don't know why. I tried it, but didn't happen. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I would definitely ask the PDI person to help me out with that before I review the next motorcycle, which is the 200T. Comes with a neutral light. The ABS light goes away as soon as you kick in the 10-kilometer range. Then the ABS light actually stops blinking. And yes, these are the buttons which are waterproof and they are supposed to help you. As you can see, I'm trying to pair it. It does come with the eco mode, which is really cool, but you'll have to keep looking at the screen if the eco mode is in control. Basically, these spots get darkened and then you realize that you're riding at a good eco mode. The master cylinder area is quite open from down, so you'll have to do some mods such as putting a bracket below for safety because it's quite open, and that's where all the stones and rock hit around because that's near the swing arm area. So I'm just trying to highlight few things which you can change and mod on this motorcycle, especially if you're going to take it in rough terrain. The fiber quality is decent. I really like the exhaust note, so I'm just getting my FZ here to kind of not compare, but you will see the tire difference and you understand that if I'm customizing my bike into a ADV, what are the differences. So first thing you would definitely like to put is saddle stays or a top box rack behind. So you'll have to modify that. You'll also have to make sure that the saddle stay go over the exhaust from both sides and you make a sleeker one so that you can actually put the saddlebags on the motorcycle. I would actually cut the rear fender because it does not give that motocross or off-roader kind of feel. So there's a good margin made there where you can cut and put the number plate. You can make a special tail tidy for it. I wish the LED side lamps were better. They were proper LED, but you can change that. You can put a crossbar, maybe a rental or anything. You can definitely put bar and weights. This bike needs that. Talking about the knuckle guards, these are just not that useful. You'll have to change it to bark busters. You can even have a taller visor if you feel like, or even put a riser, especially if you're a taller person. Any guy who's above 6 feet will definitely need to put a riser if he's planning to saddle on this motorcycle. So if you notice the tire difference, there's quite a lot of tire, and after checking this bike out, I feel like actually adding entire Himalayan assembly to my motorcycle. So make the Yamaha FZ25 completely mountain ready, because after riding this motorcycle I'm really enjoying the off-road feel. Well, city cruising is fun on this motorcycle. It actually glides through, especially the dampening. As you can see, the nosedive is less, which I really like. And it's really cool for even turning angles and the overall performance. Taking it on a little bit of off-road here, very small patch though, but I thought this would be best. I'm literally right now gliding around 50 kilometers easily. Saddling on this motorcycle is fun. If you're a taller guy above 5'10 or 5'9, you need risers for this and you will love this motorcycle, especially for off-roading. Let's do some more saddling on this motorcycle. I am on the second gear, pushing it on third, and I must be easy around 50. So I'm at 50 kilometers and it's going like a skateboard. So overall friends, this bike is so much fun, especially off-road, and I actually made my expectations down low thinking it's a 200cc, but it's good for a practice bike, it's good for taking in such terrain, having fun, and if you're looking for literally highway riding, then I would not suggest to take this bike. But if you want to have fun like this, go off-roading, go in the mountains and have fun, I think this is really good. Okay, so that was some off-road. Obviously I could not get a better off-road than this. Given me a choice, I would buy this motorcycle in Delhi, and I would actually fly down to Delhi every time when I'm missing the mountains, take this bike and chill out and come back. Now I'm sure you guys must be like, you can do that with the Himalayan also, but with the price specs, half the rate, literally half the rate, you can say that, because it's 1,15,000 approximate. That's what the cost shared with me. I would really like to invest on this motorcycle, but only thing is, I know you guys, next question is, how's the engine performance? Is it giving that much of power of the FZ250 right now in front of me? Well, actually not, guys. Alright, so if you are expecting the tires to really spin at the level of any other ADV bikes or twin bikes or twin parallel engine motorcycles, it's not gonna do that, but it's decent enough for slick and slide, gliding through such terrain, which I just did right now here, and y'all can also do that and experience it. First, always take a test ride of this bike, but I would say if you want to test ride this bike, go on off-road. On-road also you will enjoy. But here's a head turner for you guys. I am surprised that I thought this would only perform on off-road, but quite honestly, I was enjoying this more in the city because it's so comfortable that I could just glide through. So this is, according to me, a commuter and an off-road, a combo. Well friends, I did get a mixed feeling from current Impulse owners. Recent owners did like the Xpulse, and the previous owners still prefer the Impulse as they have done some heavy mods. They also contradicted by saying sometimes power is not what you need in rough terrains. Keeping that in mind, and for the love of the mountains, I get a picture that this motorcycle will do a good job for Sunday exploring or for busy people and off-roading trails, especially traveling from point A to point B with comfort. So if I lived in south or north of India, this would be a nice getaway motorcycle and saving some money for travel, food and leisure. Last but not the least, I scanned this motorcycle with my eyes and I felt a lot of madcaps like me who, if get hold of this motorcycle, would do some heavy performance and external mods like the sprocket chain, imported tires and much more. So with that said guys, if you like this video, you know what to do. Press the like button. Me and Abhideep have done a lot of mehnat with a lot of sweat. So please support us, subscribe, share our video, and as usual, eat well, sleep well, be good. Signing off, riding out, having some more fun.